It's time to talk about the best of the
Foundation.
And of course, the best of
the WGP.
With the addition of a SMARK psychology podcast twist. 30-minute time limit. 2 matches of the night from last night. 1 from WGP, 1 from the Foundation. Along with the important show highlights. The owner of WGP and Foundation, Hollywood Haywood, teams up with the CEO and creator of SMARK Psychology Podcast, The Prophecy, King MILLI, as they bring to you Good Golly Psychology.
Backstage exclusive. Starting off the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, smarks and marks all over the world. It's your guy, the man that sits atop of SMARK Psychology, the money, the prophecy, King MILLI, whatever it is that you want to call me. Like I usually like to say, I'm not a gimmick. I'm just me, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But at this moment in time, I just want to come to you guys and clear up a few things. Good Golly Psychology, episode 11, what in the Promoverse is going on? Well, let me fill you in just a little bit without hurting anybody's feelings. This game of which that we are in, called promo, or whatever you would like to refer to it as. Some like to say E-Fed, and things of that nature or whatever. But this game that we play, that's supposed to be for enjoyable and entertaining purposes. Sometimes feelings get too heavily involved. Misunderstandings take place. Lines are crossed, whether on purpose or unintentionally. These are just the things of which that happen in this game, and we've all experienced just a little bit of it, if not a whole lot more of it. There was a video that was played on Foundation and WGP that in backstage talkings we knew would cause a lot of commotion from conversations had. But those conversations weren't quite understood the way that they needed to be properly. It was brought to me, and once it was brought to me, I figured that I would do what it is that I have been doing behind the scenes with everybody within the Promoverse that has allowed me to help and get these things situated and whatnot for their programming to make sure that everybody is entertained across the board. And yeah, without saying too much, I'll just say that uproar turned into more than what it should have. Even with this show here being postponed the way that it was by a day or two, I believe it's about 5 a.m. on Sunday that I'm recording this, so you guys know what I've been up to. I've been up all night and all morning doing a lot of Promoverse things and more things of which I have to attend to after I'm done doing this and finishing the video or this episode and then giving it to you to enjoy. But I just want to come out and I want to say that the video that was seen and the video that was played, that was all me. That was all my edit work. That was my script. I wrote that. There was a scheme, there was an idea to go along with the story of which was unfinishedly told. There was a more content on this show, further explaining that and clearing the air of all disrespect and ill intent and things of that nature. But I figured we are where we are now, so let me just go ahead and snip that and get that out of the way, because that's something that we are not going to be able to continue with. What I can say is hopefully down the line there will be a third brand connected to the foundation and WGP, and I'm not accurately sure at this moment what that will be, or if that would still even be a plan. Oh man, speaking of which, sorry, you guys, forgot to tell you, Ace world champion as well. But yeah, like I said, things transpire in the Promoverse and outside of it, and at the end of the day, we would like for things to remain positive and work together in order to tell stories for not only your entertainment, but people that are watching and their entertainment and things of that nature. And yeah, very unfortunate for anybody that feels any type of disrespect with that product or that nature. As I always say, my door is always open for you to come and communicate with me. Shout outs to the one that did reach out and communicate with me. I won't say any names. Don't want to stir any pots or any narratives or things of that nature, but I appreciate you for having that conversation and giving me your patience in order to try to handle this and situate this the way that it should have been before the fire erupted into more than what it should have been. But yeah, enough about that. Like I said, I did have to cut a good portion of this show because of that scenario. But what you will visually see will also still be of no disrespect or ill intent. So take that however you want with it. Outside of this Promoverse stuff, there's plenty of things of which I do and get into. And when my brands are brought into the scenario in a negative light, I don't take that light. So and moving forward, anybody that doesn't like me or whatever, whether it be a work or not a work or whatever, I just like to say positively to keep that shit away from me, because I don't play when it comes down to things of necessary and serious things in that nature. I'm a good guy, always have been, always will be, but like any other good guy, I do have a bad side. So let's just make sure we stay in a respectful realm and not press forward off of emotions and ill intent off of your confusions. So to those people, whoever they may be, I actively support you in just leaving me be. My brand as well, and anybody involved with my brand, and just stop staring narratives and continuing the negativity that this Promoverse definitely does not need. The negativity that eFed definitely does not need, as there are plenty enough people out there doing enough of that. And as we continue to work together, everybody's going to get put in the lanes of which they deserve to drive in, and they will have the ride of which they abide to their time. Outside of that, let's see. Enjoy the show. There were a couple of segments of which also had to cut out or did not actually make the show, but was spoken about behind the scenes. And so to those segments, Jack Saban, I see you, man. I see you. Luke Thompson, I see you as well. I see what y'all got going on. I saw the imagery and things of that nature. Also, outside of that, I really hate missing things when we do this show. So Pete, Mordecai, hell of a segment. Matt T, watch your ass is going down, and I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. And hopefully you all are entertained by that as well. Be on the lookout for Elite Mania, because that's what I have to get to after I'm done with you. Look out for Elite Mania coming this week. Tap in with everything SMARK Psychology. Stay tuned to the Foundation and WGP. Be on the lookout for the next episode of Defiance. Be on the lookout of the Pinnacle show for AWE, where there will be a main event in between myself and Frankie. EMP Network, what's going on, as I am the Ace champion. There's a whole lot going on with that. There's a draft coming up, so be sure that you guys tap into that as well. Let me make sure I'm thinking in my head, because I really don't want to leave anybody out. WGP, Ace, EMP Network, Defiance, Elite. Yeah, if I'm leaving anybody out of the Promoverse that you saw in the video before you saw this one, my apologies. It's not my intention. But yeah, moving forward, hopefully everybody can figure out a way to remain positive and stay positive and not really jump onto narratives or anything once emotions are overly involved. Outside of that, yeah, great show that we have for you guys today. I worked hard in making sure that it turned out to be the way that it turned out to be. There's still quite just a few difficulties of which I was experiencing, but hey, still trying to repair my house all the way and my surroundings since Phil Marshall came and burned down my penthouse suite, if you figure me. But anyways, you guys, again, apologies, no ill will, no intent or anything of that nature. Who knows? Maybe one day things will come to be and folks will understand that this is just for positivity and a resource of letting go of those negativities and things of that nature. But perhaps maybe people won't. Anyways, like I said, I got a lot to get to. So that's enough of me talking to you guys. Enjoy the show and appreciate your support. Stay tapped in. SMARK Psychology. Oh, couple of announcements on the show for SMARK Psychology. I know I'm a bit late, so I posted the imagery, but go back and check out Saturday night's main event watch along. And then also today, later on, we have a watch along for AEW Double or Nothing. Lot of games and stuff going on and whatnot. And then I'll actually also be at Knox Pro's domain center for wrestling from Burbank. Go for the gold. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so if you're in the Los Angeles area, go ahead and connect with your boy and let's meet out there. But otherwise, get up out of here.
We got to get into it. Where did we leave last with the scores?
Well, I'm going to get to the scores, and I know everybody see that we're in the SMARK side, you know what I'm saying, because inside the club, we got different departments, but let me go ahead and switch this up. Bye, there we go. We right up in there, and let's get to this score because we got a show or some shows to talk about, and this is where we left off at as far as, let's see, where we at? The banner. There we go. Here's the point scale. So, from the last episode, WGP has been doing one hell of a job in catching up in his score bracket, as there's now a 3-point difference with the Foundation still in the lead with 30 points, WGP with 27 points, and we are getting close to Guts and Glory. Hollywood Haywood, what's going on with this, man?
Guts and Glory is just right around the corner, coming to you live on July 3rd on our YouTube channel, and there is just a few more shows left in order for WGP to try to catch up. Will they after last night? We're going to get into it, and we're going to get into it with that incredible tag team match. Actually, let me back up. Mac Milli.
Whoa, let
me back up, because at the start of the show, before a single video aired showing you the promo double feature, we had Mac Milli with the cold open, putting the Foundation on notice, but more importantly, Mac, I'll let you explain it better.
I mean, if anybody's really been paying attention to me deeply, because I understand that I am a very layered individual, and as you saw later on in the show, Matt Tyson brought some very true things into the atmosphere, which I think everybody knows. But if you pay attention to me deeply enough, you see that in my background, there's been a lot of play and power of promo. And as I've been giving that power of promo to a few people, helping them behind the scenes, I've also been gathering some people together to help spread the power of promo, people that I feel have strength in their power of promo to help spread positivity as the plague. And the plague is now here. There is no head leader in charge, even though it is my idea, but I give good spacing to everybody to just add to the atmosphere of what the plague and the power of promo is. And 2 individuals were revealed as a part of the plague and the power of promo. So, and there's more coming, to hopefully go one-on-one or faction to faction with the Hellfire Club. And we'll get to that. But one of those people, as I had a message for Lit, because he had a message for me. And those are things of which we have to talk about indeed, but later on in that show. But the most important piece of this 8-minute piece, and I'm glad that you all enjoyed it for what it was worth, because I'm a man of entertainment and I like TV things. So, TV production type things is what you'll always get from me. But a man that was supposed to be a part of the Hellfire Club before the Hellfire Club debuted, Golly Guns, indeed, was that Golly man Guns, who was a part of the original 4, and you know, he was going through a lot of things in promo, and I just made sure that I kept my tabs on him as a friend, because there are people in this game that I've become friends with, and I was just always making sure that he was good and that he was all right and things of that nature. And just to pull the curtain back a little bit more, you know, I knew that I had this match, or I had my golden ticket that I was going to cash in over in the EMP network for the show that is now called Ace. And I was just making sure, you know, bro, if you out of here, let me know. I'll make sure that you look good anywhere that you're leaving. I'll make sure that I have your back, which I have had his back, to make sure that people don't have a sour taste in their mouth about him and things of that nature, because I understood what he was going through and things of that nature. So, you know, he got to the point that after I decided that I was going to cash in, that he was going, you know, get back to it. And that match that we had, which I can never speak to so much about or whatever. I mean, it was a great match. I was in there with 2 Hall of Famers coming out as the winner, and I gained their respect. And immediately after, Golly Guns was like, man, bro, I would love to team with you someday. And I said, it's perfect and great that you said something like that, because watch this. And then I added them to the Plague and the Power of Promo with everybody else that's within there. And it brought the morale up even more for him and for everybody else involved. And I was just happy that I was able to be there for my brother, be there for my friend, and bring him back into the scenario of the foundation. You know, and I know it was a surprise to you because I did not tell you, and there's a whole lot of people of which I did not tell. Again, I'm the greatest secret keeper in the business.
Total shock to me, and the type of shock that earns a moment of the night point.
Ooh.
So we've got to give a point to the foundation. And I'm going to tell you, this was on a night where there was a lot of big moments. There was a lot of big moments. So for this to get the moment of the night, Golly Guns returning, not just returning with Matt MILLI, which I think is very dangerous. I'm just going to point that out. I think it's very dangerous. 1 point, that's going to bring it up to 31-27, correct?
Oh, yes, indeed. There it is. You see it.
Now, welcome back, Golly Guns. Welcome back. Way to kick it off and earn a point for the foundation. Now we can talk about the matches, because we had some great tag team action that kicked it off.
Oh, yeah. 3-belt
Let me tell you something. Is there anybody hotter in the Promoverse than Dr. Doof?
I'll tell you what, there's another man that's just as hot in this Promoverse that's standing right next to him, and I would like to call him Triple P, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, those 2 guys, both performing double duty here on this card tonight.
Oh, yeah.
That's how in demand they are. That's how much of a role they're on. That's how much they're adored, loved throughout the Promoverse, and that they have earned a lot of opportunities. Last night, Dr. Doof, he had a heck of a night.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, that Evil Inc., Doof had a chance to become 3 belts Doof, and we all know that it did not work out for him that way, but I don't think it was necessarily Dr. Doof's fault all the way, although I'll say this. I'm glad he fixed his voice by the time he got to the main event.
Oh,
because
yeah.
My one issue with Doof in this promo was, and maybe you caught it too, Matt, his voice changed a lot in this promo.
Yeah.
Sometimes he sounded like Dr. Doof. Sometimes he sounded like some of the other characters he plays.
Yeah.
Sometimes he sounded like Greg Brady when he went into puberty in the Brady Bunch and his voice cracked. His voice was all over the place for me on this one.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this because, Kevin, you are getting so much better, man. We say this every week, but you had some very big stumbles on this that I think ultimately did affect the overall quality of y'all's promo. Meanwhile, petty politics, I will say there's some tension. Did you notice the tension?
Oh, yeah.
They're not, you know, first off, Prepay Peterson didn't even know if Franklin was going to show up, really.
Yeah. Ooh.
So he shows up, And they do what they do, but this wasn't their best performance by any means. And you could see the tension building with them, but they still did enough to get the win. Did they do enough, or did Evil Incorporated not do enough is more the question. It was a great match, but I did expect a little bit more from both teams.
I mean, well, I have my notes, so let me get into it real quick. First of all, I got a question to ask. Whoop, how tall are you, man? Like, seriously, how tall are you? Because your camera angle, you know what I'm saying? And I know we've said this repetitively about framing yourself up like this so that we don't have to see you hunched over and things of that nature and whatnot, and long shirts with your drawers on and however else you get down. But, like, how tall are you? Like, for real. A lot of mixed matched food items being paired here in this match with this team. I wasn't as entertained as I have been with this tag team, with this match here. And that was kind of surprising because I didn't expect it for it to be go.
I forgot one thing, MilLi. Oh my goodness. There is one thing Evil Incorporated did that had they not had the mistakes, oh my God, it would have won it for them alone. When they started finishing Franklin Benjamin's catchphrase,
I was getting there.
Okay, go ahead, because that was really good. That was really good.
That was literally going to be my next thing in my notes, because I was like, finishing Franklin's sentences on the I'm going to come. That was the most important, entertaining portion of their match for me. I was like, finally, I get to laugh. Like, I'm popping. Like, this is cool. Yeah. But like, it felt like maybe Doof's focus was more on the main event than it was here in this tag team atmosphere, and maybe he saw and recognized that, you know what I'm saying, the tag team champions were on different scale of things, and he figured that he could catch them slipping, but I
wonder if he figures he'll just take the DeLorean, go back in time and redo the match. I don't know. That's potential.
We had Triple P pulling double duty here, and he came in hot. And he says, it's time to take out the trash. He said, one of you became champion out of pure luck, and the other one will never see a championship, as he still holds two. And unlike his partner, if he has to defend these titles alone, you have no chance, especially when that thunder hits, which it did not hit, thankfully enough for them, but thankfully enough for them. Frankie appears and pretty much says, oh, y'all thought that y'all had a chance, even more so? Psych. And him and Frankie just got in there and did what needed to be done, even though they were on different sides of the spectrum. The Quasimodo line made me laugh. Captain Caveman.
That was a good one. Captain Caveman was a good one.
I was like, this team is great, and there's only been one team to ever beat this team, and we beat them for the tag championships. So if that ever comes to be, and me and that person can see eye to eye, get ready for round 3. Because that's going to be the tiebreaker and for the gold, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can make that happen. Two teams that's not seeing eye to eye fighting for tag team championships. How can that work out, Haywood? How?
I don't know, but if you've been watching the page, it looks like the founding father has some kind of proposition. I wonder if them two get along or if they're at odds too.
Jesus, the tag team division is cooking with teams that's just not getting along.
I set out about two or 3 months ago when we did started the Blind Date tournament back up. I said, man, we got to get tag team promo and back prominent, you know. So I'm trying to do a tag team match every show. I really am, because I think when it's done well, it's great. It's very entertaining.
Maybe me and Lit need a tag team match to see if we could be on the same page.
I'm more thinking y'all need to be on opposite sides of teams and find 2 new partners.
Well, there's a scenario there. Like, a lot of things can happen. He's got his Hellfire crew. I've got or club, whatever. Shout out to the new member that Lit claims is not a member. I have my Plague and Power of Promo. We could, I don't know, perhaps come together, have a match, and the winning person, their team gets that tag team title. They get the rematch, or we could go out there, get those tag team titles back, and we could have a match, and the winner gets to take the other tag team championship and give it to a member. And there's so many things that could transpire and happen, and we'll just see. We'll see how it gets down, you know?
Absolutely. And so now we got to get to the next match.
Oh, yeah.
It was a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Carrying on the Young Gun Stephen Faison Memorial Tournament. for the Pillars of Fate, we had AT versus Blunt Rowe. People are saying it's an upset, but if you've been watching Blunt Rowe lately, is it an upset, or are things just starting to balance out?
Ooh, I love it. I love it, to be honest. And as a matter of fact, I definitely have notes for this list. Like Blunt, I have to say, since the creation of AWE, watch the Promoverse, Blunt has been on fire. You know what I'm saying? He's been on fire. And then we had our match, and he took it up another level after that, and he's been hitting on all cylinders.
Blunt talk is a really good concept that he's incorporated into his promos, where he kind of flips the switch, does the blunt talk. And here's the other thing, Mac, his delivery has been stellar. That's the thing I really want to point out about Blunt Rowe. He's not stumbling when he promos. He's not missing beats when he promos. He's on point. There's not a stumble. And from what I can tell, that's like a one-take type situation. He's
getting in there. He's getting in there. Like my notes, and I wrote a lot of notes for this one, so I'm gonna get through it really quick. But I'm gonna start with Blunt. Blunt says that, I say that he's hungry to prove himself. He understands that he's swimming with sharks, and there's only one way to survive, which is to become a killer whale. And if you know your animal fact videos, you know how that scenario goes. I love what I'm seeing from him. He says that he likes AT, even his dumbass hat. And I was like, I agree with that.
Let me interject real quick, Mac, and I'm so sorry for that.
No, you got it.
What Blunt Rowe did great in this match was he set the table. And that is something you'll hear me say a lot. If you beat a bum, all you did was beat a bum. But if you lift up your opponent a little bit, make the audience think that they're worth a damn, and then you beat them, you've accomplished something.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm going to continue with when I get to AT. But here, he said that, when AT was released from the BWO, or not released, or when he released himself and started going to promo in other places, he knew that he would be a problem. And that's what you was that problem. He enlisted a few accomplishments and everything. I don't know if he meant this, but in his promo, he claps for him, but the clap was silent. And that would have hit a whole lot more for me if that was meant, because he also does his finger snap, which we do not hear, which changed the background for him to get real blunt. And I was just like, ooh, if I would have heard that snap and that silent clap was intentional, it would have done so much more for me. Blunt gets louder, but not in volume, but just in the tone of his message. When he gets to Blunt talk, he puts AT over and then calls him second place. But again, I have to ask this question, as I asked on the last show: where in the fuck did this AT losing the Hector Flores situation happen? Because it never did. The Prototype Championship was going on in between AT and Gully Guns. At the midst of things, at the end of it, that title was vacated, and Hector Flores won the ladder match and cashed in his opportunity to get the vacated championship. Hector Flores never beat AT. So that was something that I was like, here we go again.
And if he did beat him, I need someone to remind my 43-year-old ass where it happened.
Please, me too. So I'm like, okay. But he called AT complacent, which he has been. And I feel bad for the next man that goes up against AT, because I feel like he's going to get the message here. I feel like Blunt was a little bit short on time, just under 3 minutes, but he gave enough power to the punch to earn that victory. And with AT, immediately I noticed that AT's volume was an issue. I had to put my headphones on when I was watching this match. He says that his issue is being who he is, which is damn right great. And I give him all of that. But he said it isn't easy being him, regardless of the outcome that he delivers. Whether he loses, he ties, wins, or whatever, it doesn't matter, because what many people can't say, he delivers what many people can't, shall I say. He then goes on to talk shit about Blunt, tears him down without a build-up, and says that he was, or talks about everything that Blunt was. And I guess he hasn't been paying attention to what Blunt is now, so that kind of worked against him. But he speaks about Blunt in a lower sense, and that's not where he's at now, which is more important. He then becomes the N-word police. He cracks down on the masked American gimmick about all that ridiculousness, and then he gives Blunt a lot of blunt warnings on if he says that word again. And I would have to say that the Hellfire Club is under attack because AT's focus kind of switched, and it became less about the tournament, less about moving on and winning, and maybe AT just took his opponent lightly, and hey, any given Sunday he got caught slipping.
I'm going to tell you, AT's a phenomenal promo artist, and Blunt Road just put a better promo out this time. Everybody's gonna look at an AT promo and say that's amazing because they always are. Yeah. I've never seen a bad
consistently.
Right, and he's consistently good. But on this particular night, Blunt Road was better. Blunt Road did the things that we're looking for better.
And I did. I popped for the result. I said, "Woo!"
And you know, it's. That's not to say it wasn't close. That's not to say we weren't picking pepper out of fly shit.
Oh yeah.
To try to figure it out.
Oh yeah.
You know, to use that term.
2-1. It wasn't a sweep. But I must say this: Blunt Row is one of my, and I say one of. Blunt Row is one of my favorites to win this tournament, and I can't wait to see what goes down in the next round. Oh my God.
Well, he will be facing the winner of our next match, which go ahead before we talk about it. Give them the point. 2 Foundation match of the night. Triple P versus Army of One. 1 point for Foundation. Remember, I always say it takes 2. I've got some things I want to say about this match.
Oh yeah.
This match right here, it was like the 2 guys talked to each other beforehand, said what they're going to say their promos about, and they meshed, okay? They really meshed, and that's how you get a match of the night. I got a spoiler for you. I know both these guys. They didn't talk to each other before. Not like that. It just happened naturally because they've been paying attention to each other's struggles, to each other's hypes. Here's where Army of One lost the match for me, though. Because for a while, he's winning the match.
Yeah.
But then he spends about a minute and a half talking about Franklin Benjamin and not Pretty Petty Peterson.
Focus on your opponent.
Okay, now I get referencing it because Pretty Petty Peterson and Franklin Benjamin are very intertwined, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get that at one time the Army of One was maybe going to be the brother.
Yeah. Get pulled into the scenario of doing something amazing and things of that nature. And this was a
Pretty
great.
Petty Peterson used that to his advantage big time. In my
opinion. This was a great match. Very entertaining both ways. Army of One has been on fire since his return from being tiny PP.
He has, and I'm going to tell you, this is a match that could have went either way. It really could have went either way.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I hate about taking the scores out.
Yeah.
Now people don't necessarily understand how close a match is, but this could have went either way. But I will say this. I do think the right guy won. Pretty Petty Pearson's been on fire, and he really went after the fact about the brother. He went after it.
And if anybody has taken notice, this is the first time that Triple P has told a story. A story. From start to finish, you felt the heartache. You felt the heartbreak. And the man was still petty, but in a different type of scheme of it. It was just like, oh, Jesus. Like, When I saw this promo, it had me in my feels, and it was almost the promo of the night. Like
almost, but there was one glaring problem with it. I'm gonna speak to Pretty Petty Pearson about this. That lightning was great. Should have been behind you.
Oh yeah,
because it was blanking out your face. It was like quite a lot, and maybe that was the point. If it was not the point you should have tried to make. Yeah, I'd have put that behind me.
Oh yeah,
that's just me.
Oh yeah,
but that was really the only complaint I could find about his promo.
Mans was hungry as he pulled in double duty, and he picked up 2 victories here. You know, we obviously know that didn't happen for the other man pulling double duty, but he definitely came in here to do his damn thing. And man, this was a match that everybody had been waiting to see, as we had the main event of the Foundation with 2 WGP championships on the line, as it was champion versus champion, title for title, lit fuse, undefeated at the time, taking on Dr. Doof. We do know that Litfuse was in this tournament, and he said, nah, screw this tournament. Not like that in a Cousin Paul sense, but he said, I've earned my title shot. I'm not getting ready to go through a whole tournament of people when I've been defeating people since the moment that I've been here. I want the title that I've been trying to get to. And man, this was another match of the night contender, but it didn't quite get there, and I'll let you get into that. But Doof with the upset, as most people.
And that's crazy to think that the world champion pulled the upset.
Yeah.
But he did, because Litfuse has been dominant, and he was dominant here.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. Feel, fight, fun. I know people don't like these words. Delivery. Let me tell you something. Their delivery they were both flawless.
Yeah.
I could not catch a mistake. The concept of going back in time to when Litfuse debuted in the BWO was foolish, and using that to really hit some solid shots on Litfuse. First off, interesting approach. Don't think I've ever seen it done before. And you did it well. We understood what was happening. He had, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mac, you know more than I.
Yeah.
He had his facts straight. Best I could remember and tell. And he was able to spin that and really hit Litfuse. And then Litfuse, great line. No one's ever going to say Litfuse doesn't have incredible wordplay. He does. Maybe one of the top wordplay guys in the whole game.
Definitely.
But I did feel like at many points in the Litfuse promo, I could have swapped out anybody's name for Dr. D.
Yeah.
And I felt like that. I felt like he could have said Hollywood Haywood after some of those lines, and a lot of them would have been very interchangeable. And we've seen that a lot from Litfuse. And I'm not knocking him. He's one of my favorite promo guys to watch. He is. No, and I know that you feel some kind of way about him, Mac, but I'm just saying, he's one of my favorites to watch. But I think he got outplayed here. I think he got outplayed by Dr. Doof doing something that, one, would have only worked for Dr. Doof to do it.
Yeah.
And two, him doing it incredibly well is the thing.
and the thing is, as Doof went back in his DeLorean or to visit a few different people and whatnot, and he did leave out Mr. Bonaz from his promo because he was a part of the team at one point in time. But Lit said it in the locker room, like, if Doof is going to beat me, he better take Mr. Bonaz's opinion and get in his DeLorean and go back and figure it out. And that's exactly what Doof did.
That's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
And I'm not laughing that he beat him, but I know no one was expecting it. And I know people are probably sitting at home going, how the hell did that happen? We're here telling you how the hell it happened.
Yeah.
He went back in time. He did something I've never seen before, and he did it well. I hear people all the time say people shouldn't win because they did their best promo. That's not what this is.
Yeah.
He did an original concept and a parody of Back to the Future, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And he brought the fight.
Jesus.
And he made me feel. And may I add, he set it all up in hypes. He set it all up in hypes.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, and again, this is another match where I went, woo! And another foundation, or the same foundation man who went over to WGP to steal their world title, has now taken their secondary title. And I'm like...
And we're going to make an announcement about that very soon, because I'm not going to let him be a double champion, but for so damn long, because that just makes no sense to me.
Jesus
but
just make him defend each title or one title every show. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to get that back.
I'm going to tell you guys, for anybody out there, and then we'll go on to the warp speed. For anybody out there that thinks, oh man, I've got to do something a certain way. Dr. Doof's a good example, and I've said this before. Comedy can win when you don't take yourself too seriously. It becomes very easy to put out good content.
Oh yeah.
And people can hate on him being the champion, but people are laughing and enjoying his work. So it's one of those things. I'm just telling people out there, don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone every once in a while. Try something new. It might work. To be fair, this isn't really new for Doof. He's been doing this for a while now, but at the time it was new. It was different. It was never supposed to be as big as it's gotten, but it has, and here we are. So
Hey, yo, we gotta be in an alternate timeline or something. This can't be reality, because if it is Haywood, I'm gonna have to tap in with them judges, because I need to know what the fuck they back there smoking. First it was one judge, now it's two? Nah, either somebody being paid or Doof's time machine malfunction. So as far as I'm concerned, as far as any of y'all should be concerned, I am the Havoc champion and the new WGP world champion. But back to where my attention should be. Mac MILLI. Was losing to Matt Tyson also a part of that intricate plan that you always rambling on about? You see, I thought I could steer you back in the right direction. I thought that you could be saved. I thought that we could be saved. But I was wrong. So that tag team title rematch, you gonna fucking fight me for it. You win, and you can go team up with one of your little flunkies and lose. But when I win, my partner and I will be the next unified tag team champions. I told everyone I was gonna collect all the gold on my show, and I'll be damned if I carry you in the process.
Mac, I cannot believe that I've been interrupted again by this guy, Lip Fuse, who I was praising. I was praising him, and he just, I'm. We're gonna make our second match for Guts and Glory right now, because I just cannot take anymore. Lit, you have tried to take control of every situation, but what you don't realize is I run this shit. So, at Guts and Glory, Lip Fuse versus Mac MILLI, part 2, and the winner will earn the right to have that tag team title rematch that the SMARK Psychology team was due, and they will get to pick whatever partner they want. That's what will be on the line at Guts and Glory.
What in the Promoverse is going on? The man is so upset and such a fucking bully that he interrupts this show, jacks up the feed, gets in here, says what he has to say to me. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, why are we... Okay, Lit. Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
I guess he figures that he can really get me, because we all saw what happened on Warp Speed. I mean, Warp Speed War, I called out this man for one match during the intermission, 2 minutes each, no intro, one judge to decide. Mac MILLI versus Matt Tyson. Haywood, you want to talk about it?
Look, Warp Speed is a different animal than everything else we do. It's one judge, no feedback. They're just saying who's better, or who they liked more. Let me say, because both of y'all did a great job last night. In my opinion, Matt Tyson dropped his best promo that he's done so far. And one of the things that people are talking about with Warp Speed is that Warp Speed is forcing people to bring the intensity into that 2 minutes, and it really does. And Matt Tyson brought that. He said some things. That's the Matt Tyson we need to see on a weekly basis, added to it. And then you really had an evolution. You would probably call it a de-evolution in a way, and I mean no offense by that. You attempted to take some layers off.
Mm-hmm.
You attempted to bring things. I think you even say, I'm going to dumb it down for you so I can look like the smart one or something. There was a line like that in your promo.
Yeah.
And I think you're getting there. I don't get any feedback, but from what I can tell, the judge had a little bit of a hard time in the beginning following yours. They didn't have that same problem with Matt Tyson. Both of you guys did an incredible job. Matt Tyson picks up 1 point for WGP.
I am a man of story. I am a man of presentation. And like everything that I do is very convoluted. Matt said a lot of true things. And to peel back the curtain, if you guys watch, I forget what show it was in EMP, maybe it was PWF, where Liv Fuse is the GM Matt. And I believe Matt might have stepped down. I'm not too sure. But I kind of planted a seed for him to have something to structure against me and said, you know, tune in to Good Golly Psychology. I hear that I might be retiring from promoing. And he said, so what? Who's going to care? So he explained that a little bit more in his promo. He did say some things about how I'm so convoluted that people don't understand me, and that's okay. I'm never going to dumb down the entertainment of which that I provide. And you know, a lot of people in the chat were surprised at this outcome, and that's what Warp Speed can provide. You know, regardless of what Matt Tyson said, even though there were some true facts in there, a win over me means something. I'm something like a championship.
And it meant something for WGP because he picked up a big point, a well-needed point. And good job, Matt. Good job winning a point for WGP here on the Warp Speed. And Matt, I would like to say good job to you too, because you went out and you fought for the Foundation's honor. You fought for your honor. I really enjoyed your promo. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Matt's. Promo Warp Speed, 1 point goes to WGP, but I don't think that's the last we've seen of either of these two guys in promo versus Warp Speed.
And to that one judge out there, you know, I like to say as Matt has been getting some flack with his judging in certain places as well, and I'm not saying this to bring any smoke or anything like that. It's just how I understand things to be. Some judges judge up to their degree of creativity and their betterment of understanding of things and whatnot, and what they could actually follow very simplistically. And, you know, sometimes that gives edge to certain people in certain scenarios. And, you know, it just is what it is.
There's definitely different styles. And I personally think in this promo Warp Speed, that hard hitting, not that you didn't hit hard, you hit hard.
Oh, yeah.
But that in your face, hard hitting, maybe not quite as flashy style, seems to be doing really well here. Because Mad T beat Army of One the week before with a similar approach. If I'm being honest.
I'm flashy. I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? That's just in my makeup.
I mean, if you're flashy, you're flashy, and I do agree. If you're doing things that win a good percentage of the time, you don't necessarily want to change who you are at the core of you or at the core of your character in order just to make like one person happy. You know what I mean?
I'm not a gimmick. I'm me. I keep telling people those things.
So, and that's something I respect about you, Mac, is that you're not going to change for anybody unless it's like a thing that is changeable. You're not going to change you, the person. You're Mac. Your brain works a certain way. Your promos are going to look a certain way. The same thing with Matt Tyson. And the problem lived up to his name last night for the Foundation. He became a problem for the Foundation and for Mac MILLI. So add a boy to the problem, Matt Tyson.
I'm just glad that I was able to be entertaining. What was also entertaining was WGP. I must say they did better this week than they did last week. So we might as well get into it. And the second round continues. El Guapo, who's been on fire, versus the Master of Illusions, MOI. You want to talk about it, my guy?
I want to say a lot about this. This was another match that almost won match of the night. This match to me was, again, it was like these two guys called each other beforehand and said, I'm going to say this about you. And then this one said, I'm going to say this about you. But here's the thing. I checked with both of them. They didn't.
Yeah.
Their promos just matched up well against each other. But here's what I'm going to say. Go ahead and get that ticker. There was nobody on the card that was going to beat Luke Thompson last night.
He came in there ready.
Nobody. Promo of the night. I've said now, I think 2 episodes in a row, hey, I think this is the closest Luke has come to it coming all together.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm going to say it again. It came all together. Let's talk about ambiance, okay? I've seen people try to promo in a graveyard before.
That gives them a point, right, WGP?
Yes, that gives them a point. Promo of the night gives them a point. 32-29. Good job, Luke. Promo of the night. Ambiance. He's in the graveyard. You could see the mist. That was not edited in mist, guys. That was the actual setting of the promo. Did I mention he's outside, but we can hear him perfect. We can hear every word he's saying. Did I also mention, I think towards the very end, he had one little stumble, but I mean, it's almost like he missaid a word and he covered it up. Like you had to really look for it to see it. He is firing on all cylinders. You said earlier, Blunt Row was a favorite of yours to win this tournament. I agree. Luke Thompson has now become a favorite of mine to win this tournament, and it's incredible because he was like the number 8 seed.
Yeah. And
on his side of the bracket.
What could have been a thing that was not in existence because he was set out to go against Lit Fuse in the first round.
Against Lit Fuse, yes.
And Lit Fuse pulled out to take his shot, and that opened it up for MOI to really get in there. And this story right here in between him and Wapo, as I got to give my flowers to Wapo too, because the intro music, again, as a judge, and I didn't judge this because I'm not a judge in the Foundation WGP, but as a judge in my mind for everything on the screen, I'm listening to El Wapo's music. And the scheme of illusions in the music itself.
I love the background. I loved everything. It's just nobody was beating Luke on that night once he nailed the graveyard. I mean, it was his wordplay, Mac. His wordplay. Luke's wordplay has become. It makes sense now.
Yeah. It was Wapo going before me. It was a great buildup, and I'm like, yo, the music as he walks through the hallways of make believe to an empty torture chair, and that's where he's gonna put his body. I'm listening to the lyrics, and I'm like, okay. And then the rest of the instrumental plays throughout Wapo, and like I said, Wapo, you've been doing fantastic with your background and with your wordplay, and he's been hungry, and you know what I'm saying. He's woken up, gotten back to his avenues of getting it going and whatnot. Leading up to this match, he says that the master was supposed to be the one when they came over into this side of the game, and he was the one. He had all the hype, but he didn't live up to it. He was,
and these are all
and helped him even after the infamous drive-through promo and everything that nature. He says, but tonight he can't support the idea MOI being on his. Can't let it undermine, and he sounded like Wapo lost track. I had to things play through the match and things of that nature, and he sounded like I don't know, like he got his point across, but he gets back rolling after he picks it back up and continues to build his legacy as MOI protects his reputation. So that was great. That was great. But then, you know, again, like you said, Master Evolution comes in and I said, ooh, as soon as his promo started. I said, ooh, it's crazy because MOI appears in the graveyard, no green screen. He's out in the wild with it, eerie music. He tells Wapo that his legacy will lie in this cemetery, and he digs that grave. And there was a lot of grave digging or a lot of grave talk on this show.
I mean, because didn't Army of One dig a grave too?
And I'm like, ooh, this is the most deadly holy shit promo that I've seen MOI do. I said,
he's dangerous right now if he keeps this up.
And there was still illusions towards the end, and it made sense on how he did it. I was just like, this is
the
perfect.
illusion at the end was such a nice touch because it was subtle at first. It was Luke. Promo of the night, buddy. I'm not even blowing smoke up your ass, man. I'm being dead serious. You earned it. Yeah, promo of the night, right there, man. Seriously. And El Guapo did a great job too. Like, really, he did. So maybe we got the match of the night wrong, Mac Millie. I mean, we're not going back and fixing it, but I will tell you what I will do. I will tell you what I will do, Mac. Nope, not going to do it. Let's go to the next match.
It was definitely a contender.
It was probably the runner-up. In all honesty, it really was. Both guys did a great job. It's just, I will tell you, no one was beating that promo last night.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah. Speaking of a contender, you know what I'm saying? We had a debut of a Hellfire Club member, and I thought it was two here, as you heard what I said earlier in the show. I don't know if it's Jimmy, or I don't know if it's Crew. I don't know if it's anybody else.
What I understand, this was a Hellfire Club sparring match, kind of, because what a lot of people don't know is the Hellfire Club on the next promo double feature. Actually, we talked about this last night. They're going to take on the tag team champions. They're going to take on Petty Politics. We're going to get a rematch from Starting Point. It's going to be the Court of Blood representing the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
This is a sparring match, really, in a way, to get Hot Boy Jimmy debuted here. And I will say this, Cruella, I appreciate the commitment. We've had this talk before. You are always on time. You are always ready to go. I get that you are a mother, but the character you play, it really takes me out of the setting when I hear the baby, and I know you can't control it. I know you can't. I'm not talking bad. Please don't take this personally. Please don't take anything. But I will tell you, when you are playing a creepy vampire and I hear a baby in the background, I immediately lose sight of you being a creepy vampire, unless you're a creepy vampire that eats babies.
Yeah.
And then I'm more freaked out. So what I'm saying is, I know you, look, I'm not trying to dog you about it. I know you can't help it, but that is what hurts you here.
I know she understands, because I've had conversations with her and told her how to fix that and things of that nature. But as we get into the story of the Hellfire Club, I'm like, okay, Crew is stepping out and she's repping LOD here. And so I'm like, maybe her blind date win with the Master wasn't enough to gain her initiation away from that faction with 1 million members to be a part of the Hellfire Club as Jim. This was more like an initiation match here to me. Like, who's going to come in here? And Jimmy, you saw in his background, he said, I'm in here. I'm in here. Like forget that. I'm in here. I'm a part of that Hellfire Club.
And he had a good debut. Good debut. I would caution him. Hot Boy Jimmy, if I had one thing to say to you, your promo felt like more of a hype than a match.
Yeah.
And I think had you taken on several other people that you could have taken on, it would have hurt you here.
Yeah. My notes to Jimmy, you nice, bro. He know that he nice, but I would say you kind of lucked up with your opponent here, and the error of which that she had in her promo and whatnot, to just be able to hype yourself up in your debut, not say too much about your opponent and still get a win here. But I tell you, the next match that you got coming up, whoever that may be, focus in on that opponent and talk about your opponent a little bit more, and you'll sharpen up a whole lot. But,
and I think that'll come as he learns more people from our side of the bubble, the Promoverse and stuff. I don't think he's as familiar with everybody as some people may think. He's pretty new on the scene. So I definitely see potential there for him to be extremely dangerous.
Oh yeah, and he speaks about himself as one of the pinnacles in this game, and I'm like, that's the second person using that scheme. So best believe over in AWE, if I do become the first man in history to be their world champion, in a fact of the matter that I can again, and that event is called Pinnacle, I definitely won't be calling myself that.
I gotta tell you, the reason I don't use the word pinnacle much is because when I hear the word pinnacle, I think of Bridgerton, and maybe that I'm showing myself, and that's what they call a climax or an orgasm in that. I'm just saying, so it's hard for me to take the word pinnacle serious because my wife and I joke about it all the time. So
hey Frankie, there's something that you can't use. This is the pinnacle. Well, let me tell you, I'm gonna come. You can't say it now. It's too late.
But you know, Hot Boy Jimmy, big debut. And he really did a good job. But I know you're excited to talk about this next one. Oh boy!
Yeah, let's get to it.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. For those that don't know, I'm going to peel the curtain back again. Deviant has been in and out of the hospital. This promo was filmed. He filmed this promo on one of the days he was out of the hospital. That's why I think his promo was a little short. I think he was about a minute short from the time. And I think I want to say I never expect anybody to choose promos over their health, or choose promos over their real life, or choose promos over anything else. So I want to give big kudos to Deviant for getting his promo in on time, early. He was early because he knew he was having some medical issues, and he did it on a day where he was feeling better. I still thought he did a solid promo for Deviant. Like, this is a good Deviant promo. But man, it's hard to beat Drake right now.
That my guy is on fire. I'm gonna start with Deviant. Man, just to focus in on the promo, the motion.
Yeah, that motion had me motion sick.
It was terrible. I had to close my eyes. That was a bad choice.
Thank you for bringing that up. I meant to say something. I don't like to knock people too hard the first time they use a filter that is not agreeable with what they're doing.
Like the
so I'm not
filter
going
was
to knock
fine.
them too hard. I'm just going to say try not to use that again, because it was like I was watching 4 minutes of strobe lights.
The filter itself, fine, A-okay. It's just the motion effect that he put with it. I was like, holy shit.
It was like a strobe light. And after a while, I felt like, and I'm not sensitive to that type of stuff normally, but this one I was. After a while, I felt like I might have a seizure.
I was like, that was a bad edit choice. And so with me closing my eyes, I had to tune in to listening to his voice. And we all know that Deviant has issues with trying to fix that and get that right and everything. So I'm just
hard to hear him in this one, and he had fixed that. So I was a little taken aback that that's why I'm chalking it up to he has not been the healthiest.
Been able to be focused potentially right. But I did pick up a few things that he did say, and he said that Drake was too little to be here, and said that to play this game with everybody. And he said that he's swimming with the sharks and called them a guppy, and I said, boy, oh boy, you have no idea.
I'm gonna interject right here and say, guys, I know we've only seen Drake perform 3 times now, 2 or 3 times.
This the second time. Yep.
Okay. I don't think the age approach is going to necessarily get it for you.
Not gonna work.
I'm not gonna say you can't talk about that, but that can't be the whole approach, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because honestly, what it really does is makes most of y'all look bad, and the reason it does is because at however old this kid is, he's got a lot of talent, whether y'all want to admit it or not. And so to say that he's not good enough because he's young, that makes you look foolish.
Yeah. I'll let you talk about Drake, and then I'll pull it in and wrap it up, and we can move on to the main event. But yeah. How did Drake do in your opinion?
Drake almost got promo of the night again. Drake does something that I really like to see. Drake gives you a beginning. He gives you a middle, and he gives you an end. So you know you're going to get a good opening. You know you're going to get some substance in the middle, and then you know you're going to get a good finish. Drake also doesn't need a lot of edits. He doesn't need anything that's on there is just extra. It's just a little extra because Drake is a true shooter. He can come out and talk about things, but he calls him just a clown. He calls him just a clown. He says, you're just a clown. And it's funny to me when you hear a younger guy who has just the whole premise of his opponent's promo has been, you're too young to do this, you're a clown.
You're
a clown calling you too young to do this. Like, seriously, you are a clown. And that's not a knock on Deviant. I think out of all the clown characters, he has one of the better ones.
Yeah.
But, Drake gets the assignment. And now he's going to get to take on Hector Flores at the next promo double feature for a chance to become the prototype championship and earn a point for WGP if he takes home that championship. I'm impressed with Drake. And I think a lot of the guys who are saying he's too young to do this actually need to watch some of his promos, and they could probably learn a thing or two from Drake.
Man, I am excited for my young gunner. As you do see, he is a part of the plague and the power of promo. Man, and like you said, and I've told him myself, I was like, there ain't much edits that you need. I'm just gonna put a little bit of flash on it, put your motion graphics before and after it or whatever. You are a star, as you saw in the edits of which I put on there. He is a star.
Now,
he is a star.
I will say this: he is. He's a promo star, but I will caution him of one thing. Hector Flores is not playing around anymore. If y'all didn't catch him in that fatal 4-way or 5-way in EMP,
fatal 4-way, yep.
Oh my God!
For the network championship,
Oh.
and Drake knows this. Drake knows this very well. As I always make sure there's not too much that I even have to tell him, because once I tell him what's next, he's already on it. I may send like a match or two for him to check out for his next opponent so that he could get his scheme together and do what it is that he needs to do. But
well, I make sure you send him that EMP one because
you best believe I did.
Hector
And I sent
Flores isn't screwing around, guys. This will be Drake's biggest challenge to date. This, by all accounts, this will be his hardest challenge because Hector Flores has really amped it up.
I sent him that fatal 4-way, and I also sent him the 6-man ladder match from starting point. So
yeah, Nug life is a thing. Nug life is a way of life.
Hector, the young franchise, the ageless assassin, he is coming. As he said in this promo, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to become like me to a degree and become a fan of this kid and really want to join his team and join his faction. But hey, it is what it is. Power of promo is thick in here. So up to this point, it's myself, Golly Guns, and the young franchise, the ageless assassin. Man, he said line him up. He's gonna kick him. He's gonna kick him down. And I'm ready to see him take on Hector Flores. That's going to be a match of the night already. I'm looking at it like that. And get ready, Nug Life. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a war.
Yeah, it is. And now we just got to talk about one more match. Woo! 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 You know, I'd start singing Happy Birthday. But I'm not going to because, man, if I was giving away a line of the night, Cousin Paul told this man he pretty much gave himself bought himself a birthday card, went around, had everybody sign it, then gave it to himself. And he used that as a comparison to Don Krypton's BWO longest reigning title reign celebration. And I couldn't have agreed with him more.
Yeah.
As bad as that may sound, honestly, once that line was said, it was hard for anybody to recover from that. And may I say this, and I'm not just trying to sit here and talk bad about Don Krypton, I'm not. But when you spend 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes of your promos talking about me, Mac MILLI, the foundation and WGP as a whole, and other things that are irrelevant to the match whatsoever. I mean, I get throwing some shots at people in your matches, some other shots. I like stuff like that. But when you make it a central part, I mean, literally your promo, the very first thing you see is me speeding up, talking like Mickey Mouse.
I mean, that's what he does. He either does it for his intro or sometimes he does it for his promo. That's a part of his scheme and speeding up things and then slowing it back down because he's not as fast as that speaks. And
what I did like was he took my advice. He changed his setting. He did change his setting.
It wasn't perfect.
He actually used the setting that Cousin Paul had used the week before. What he also did was he created this Uber driver story that I don't even know if Cousin Paul was actually technically a part of.
I mean, well, I think in that scheme of things, Cousin Paul has been seen doing a lot of his promo work driving in the car. So
right, but he makes it seem like Cousin Paul's been driving him around, to which we don't know if that's true, Paul. He doesn't say, oh, this is how it would be if you were driving me around.
Yeah.
He makes it seem like he's been driving him around.
Yeah, he went. I understood the scheme that he went for. It just didn't work out in this scenario, and Cousin Paul got to it, and he did what was necessary, and he did what he had to do. And again, I'm not a judge, so don't talk shit about me Don't post me.
I'm going to tell you, I didn't even think this there was much debate on this one, if I'm being honest with you. And they were both good promos, but when Cousin Paul hits him with a knockout blow, like right there, and it's factual. It's not factual as in I really think that way. What I'm saying is it's factual as in we know that this happened.
Yeah.
We don't need to fact check it.
Yeah.
We were one of the ones that got asked to sign the card.
Yeah.
So so when he did that, it was hard to recover. It's hard to recover. And I'm going to tell you, Cousin Paul and Luke Thompson, maybe not in this iteration, but they have one heck of a history.
Yeah. I didn't sign that card. Did you?
No. But actually I did. I did sign that card. I signed the card.
Oh, jeez.
That's the type of person I am.
Yo, you're so kind.
Now, I know on the last Good Golly Psychology, we did not award the point for Show of the Night because we didn't really think either show had earned Show of the Night.
Yeah.
This week, I think both shows are really, truly deserving of being in the discussion for Show of the Night. We also missed out on The Purge returning last night, too. Let's talk about that real quick. Purge interrupts Nova Havoc. Apparently, I'm not the only one getting interrupted. We find out all the cryptic stuff that's been on the wall has been The Purge coming back, ready to make an impact. I'm going to tell you, Purge has been gone about 2 years. He's back now. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to see what that's going to lead to. He will be on our screen soon in competition. He almost wins Moment of the Night, just slightly outdone by the Golly Guns thing, but it was definitely up there. Definitely the Moment of the Night for WGP. But we got to talk about
because I was going to ask what show is he going to, but there it is.
He's going to WGP. Gully's going to Foundation. Purge is going to WGP. And the Show of the Night is going for one more point to the Foundation between Golly, between Doof upsetting Lit Fuse, between it having the match of the night. So it's just going to go there. They're going to get a point. That's going to bring our score up to 33 to 29, 4 points. So many opportunities at the next promo double feature for WGP to catch up. I mean, heck, if Drake can beat Hector Flores, that'll be a point right there. And we will be announcing the next Promoverse Warp Speed after this show today.
Yeah. Phenomenal work to everybody involved. This was definitely a better show than the last show. Thank you for stepping it up and giving us the entertainment value. As far as I'm concerned, there was plenty enough. Shout outs to again, everybody involved, everybody that had a match, everybody that had a segment, everybody that had anything to do with this portion of the show. Thank you for your entertainment. Yeah. SMARK side, you already know what's going on. We always in the club. Later on today, come back for Saturday night's main event watch along. Tomorrow we have a watch along for Double or Nothing. I'll also be somewhere, so you know what I'm saying, tap in to find out where I'll be and things of that nature. Tap into the EMP network, AWE Defiance, Elite Mania coming up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to leave anybody out, but everybody that's part of the Promoverse.
There's so many good shows coming up in the Promoverse. Elite's got their big mania, as you just said. That looks to be pretty good. And AWE is getting ready to crown their world champion.
Yeah, Frankie, get ready. Frankie
versus Matt MILLI. I feel like that's years in the making. So I remember where I was the night y'all started arguing in a chat room when you first met. I can tell you what I was doing, but I won't say it on YouTube. I'll talk to y'all later. It's always a privilege and an honor. I'm Good Golly out of here, Mac.
Yeah, we'll holla at y'all.
Blade, get me out of here! All right, the plan worked.
Was it necessary? Better yet, was it worth it? That's not what we discussed. It was never supposed to be a part of the plan. Did you have to go that hard on him?
Hey, I got the belt off of him. You know, it's a good thing I found out that Genesis had put a power deplete accelerator inside the belt, so getting it off him may have extended his lifespan.
So what's his status? How's he looking?
Our battles, in combination with the title belt, have decreased his power source to about 10%. So, right now, he's looking at maybe 2 matches, maybe. He's in stasis right now, but it looks like that he's in another battle, and it's up to him to win that.
In the meantime, we have to do everything possible to recapture and restore SNES's power. I believe it is now time for Plan C. And this time, stick to the plan.
All right, time for Plan C.
Where am I? What is this place? What's going on?
It's this.
Thank you, AP. Thank you. Thank you. So, is this the last level, or... Okay. So, whoever's here, show yourself. Grayson Lee? Okay. So, what advice do you have for me? You know, it may not be that you have wisdom for me, but it's time for me to impart my wisdom. Grayson, I've seen your work. You are a standout competitor. Yes, you've hit some bumps in the road. But I think what you need in this promo game is identity. You need to be more than just Grayson Lee. So, you and me, let's bond together. Let me take you under my wing and show you how to be one of the all-time greats.
SNES. Yeah, I might need to take your word on that. Because I thought I was doing things the right way. I thought that me trying to bring it in a way where it's real, maybe it was too real. Maybe, just maybe, I need to be more than what this is. Because as I feel right now, there's nothing more than me being like this. I need more than this level. So much more. And if you think you can help me get there, I'll gladly go underneath your wings, yes. Gladly. Because I enjoy your work. I genuinely enjoy your work. So yeah, let's make it happen. And in order for that to happen, I gotta become something else. Become someone else.